Welcome to the Namaste Show, radio to inspire enlightened living. Namaste simply means the spirit of love in me honors the spirit of love in you, and all is well. I'm Charlotte McGinnis, your host, and I thank you for joining me today. Fitness for the body, mind, and soul, your one-stop shop for overall well-being in Hendersonville's only holistic health and wellness center. Jennifer Bird, award-winning bodybuilder and Hendersonville's best personal fitness trainer, will work with you to create a program to attain your optimal body. I love my therapeutic massages from Elena, facials with Claire, and then have an organic veggie juice or smoothie with Tony. Fitness for the body, mind, and soul also offers Zumba, Nia, Ageless Grace, boot camps, abs, stretch, yoga, and Tai Chi. Great membership deals are waiting for you. Come in for a tour today at 419 South King Street in downtown Hendersonville or call us at 489-3855. See you there. Are you feeling like you would like more clarity and inner peace in your life? Are you looking for a unique and personal gift for someone? If you have not been to Emerald Lotus, you need to go. My friend Lori Fothergill has created an amazing sanctuary for the body, mind, and soul. Emerald Lotus has wonderful spiritual tools and gifts, workshops and classes, and spiritual guidance for anyone who is seeking more inner peace and awareness in their lives. Go see Lori today at 1750 Brevard Road in Laurel Park in Hendersonville. Her number is 693-0301. If you love your furry friends as much as I do, then you want their caretakers to love them too. My good friend Laura from Flat Rock Furry Friends and More loves your pets as much as you do. Our dogs squeal with excitement every time she comes to visit. She has been in business for 4 years, bonded and insured, and loves to provide day visits to your feline and canine friends. Call Laura today at 489-8009. Her initial visit and assessments are free. Your pets will love her, and you will too. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Namaste Show. I'm Charlotte McGinnis, and I'm thrilled to have you with me here today. And it is a beautiful day, as always, in Hendersonville. Don't we live in the most beautiful place on earth? I couldn't be happier here. I don't even want to go on vacation anymore because I feel like I live in vacation land. I love, love, love it here. I also want to just ask you to please acknowledge and thank my sponsors with me by supporting them as they support this show each week. I can't express to them enough my gratitude and know that they are as devoted to your spiritual awakening and your best life as much as I am. So let's just take a few minutes and give them a lot of thanks and go support them. Thank you very much. Okay, so today, what are we going to talk about? I thought we'd talk about love. And what is love? Sometimes, that's a very loose word with many loose definitions, and most of which don't express the true meaning of love whatsoever. Actually, they express more what love isn't. And the title of today's show that I've chosen is Love Heals. And I'm going to get into the story about that in just a minute, but I looked up a few of the definitions here of what is love. And here is what came out of the dictionary. A profoundly tender, passionate affection for another person. A feeling of warm personal attachment or deep affection, as for a parent, child, or friend. Sexual passion or desire. A person toward whom love is felt. A beloved person or a sweetheart. So also, here's another example of how we can use it in a sentence. Would you like to see a movie, my love? How often do we use that word and maybe not quite understand its true meaning? Some other expressions of love are agape love. That's the love of God. Heart, passion, romantic, or amour. So all of these are wonderful expressions, wonderful words, and certainly a positive decision or a positive definition of what love is. But love is really so much more, so much beyond anything that can be defined. Really, in its truest sense, God is love. Love is unconditional. So let's talk about this a little more. Well, I love this quote by Andre Breton, and he says, "All my life, my heart has yearned for a thing I cannot name. And what he's really saying there, at least to me, is, the old country song, we're looking for love in all the wrong places. We're looking for love in relationships. So we think, that romantic partner is going to be the one to fulfill all my needs and my passions and desires. Or maybe we're going to find the job we love. When I have that, then I'm going to really feel that love so much and that passion. And all well and good and wonderful aspirations to have, because I am a advocate for creating a life of love and our passions and desires. But I want to really go back a little more and go to a deeper expression and meaning of what love really is. I bet you if you're around my age, which is, I was born back in the early 60s, actually 61, big movie out in the 60s was Love Story. Ryan O'Neal and Ally McGraw, that was such a production, and oh my gosh, that movie was just, it really is a cult classic. I mean, people still go back and watch that movie. And it was a beautiful story, kind of a sad story, actually a very sad story, but in the very end, Ally McGraw says, love means never having to say you're sorry. Well, for many years, I pondered that and thought, well, that's interesting. I wonder what that really means. Love means never having to say you're sorry. Well, the more I think about that, you know what? I agree. So why do I agree? Well, as I become a student of love and forgiveness and spirituality, really forgiveness, which is an aspect of love, means that I'm willing to forgive you for anything I think you may have done wrong. So there's no need for saying I'm sorry because I've already forgiven you. So that really is a deep expression of love that she offered to Ryan O'Neal on her deathbed. There's nothing to say you're sorry for. That is true love, because in my heart, I see you in your perfection. That is a mature state of being, a mature state of love, if you ask me. So what does love mean to you? We all have different ideas of what this love is, and it's all fun. And Valentine's Day is a day dedicated to Cupid and love, and we get our honey flowers and love to get the candies, and we exchange cards, and that's a time we take to get in our hearts and express and share love. But let's look at another aspect of love here. Well, I love one of my favorite books. How do we find love? Love is letting go of fear. Because really, in truth, our reality is only love. Anything that's not of love is an illusion. It's not real. So only the love is what sustains, and that is which love is eternal. I love a quote from A Course in Miracles that says, all your past except its beauty is gone, and all that remains is a blessing. Now that is such a powerful statement of love, because only the love is real. I also want to express to you a title of a book, and one of my favorite books actually, and it's a really easy read, by Jerry Jampolsky. Love is letting go of fear. Isn't that wonderful? It's not about seeking to find love outside of ourselves, but rather release all the impediments that keep us from knowing what already exists within us. And when we find that place of love through forgiveness and letting go of fear, not only do we feel it in our own selves, but we're able to offer that gift to everyone we meet. We can't really give away, in other words, what we don't have. If I don't love myself, then how can I love another? Self-love is a big key in this equation we're talking about today, because without self-love, I'm nothing. And if I don't have self-love, then I'm going to look to everyone I meet to fill that void that I think lives within me. But if I find that, I'm able to love you more fully. Then I don't need you to be anything to me that you're not, and I can love you for who you are in truth and reality. I tend to lose interest in judgment the more I love myself. It's really our real purpose here is to plug back in and tap into that inner knowing and living from that place of who we are, which is only love. So I mentioned earlier, God is love. When you think of God, what do you think of? Now, some programs, some philosophies, some religions teach that God is a judgmental, vengeful man in the sky with a long white beard that's just waiting to strike us down and is judging us for everything we do. So it's a vengeful, fearful idea of God. Well, to me, that just never made any sense. I totally have always known, I'm so grateful for the gift of grace that I came into this world knowing that God is only love and that God's not judging me. God is unconditional. He loves all of us totally and all of us the same. Now, since we're all extensions of that love, that's our role here in a body on planet Earth. It's to love ourselves first and to love everyone else with that same generous spirit, to love everyone totally and unconditionally. The belief is, in other words, think about this, that what we're seeking is the same content of love in everyone we meet, although the form of our relationship may be different. In other words, I can love the checkout person at the grocery store as much as I do a parent, a sibling, or a spouse. And many of you are scratching your head saying, well, how can that be possible? That doesn't make any sense. Well, I want to love like God loves, and I believe that God loves that checkout person as much as God loves me, so it only makes sense that I would love them the same. Now, one thing I throw out to my students in my Course in Miracles group on Monday nights at the Namaste Center is, in many ways, we probably love that checkout person more than we love our spouse. And they look at me first like, what the heck are you talking about? Well, what that means is I don't have any agenda with that person. I don't have any expectation. I just am in allowance of them being who they are. And when we can come from that place, that is what love is. Love doesn't come without conditions or agendas. Love just comes from a state of unconditional acceptance of all things. So love just is. I saw a beautiful film one time, and it was about a woman who found had a dream, and she dreamt she found this scroll in a cave, and it was hidden, and she unraveled the scroll, and on the left side it was all the past thoughts and fears and memories that she had carried into this moment, and then of course on the right side of the scroll was all of the future projections and fears. But in the middle, which was the present moment, in big, beautiful letters, it just says, God is, or love is. And when we can just accept that in this moment, love just is, and it's perfect. I don't need anything different in my life, in my world, to make me happy, to make me feel this. I often talk about, there's many people on this planet who have a great sense of passion and love, true love. You can see it in their face and their smile. And by many judgments, they don't really have a whole lot to be happy for, yet they've made that decision. So they know love at a deeper level. I also think that we get so caught up in thinking that the relationship or the money or the job, whatever it is going to fulfill a need in me. That's not love at all. That's just based on need. So we go back to self-love. Self-love is where it's at, folks. So I want to talk a little bit, too, about this. I love this, just this one line by Emily Dickinson, a beautiful poet. And she says, love is immortality. Isn't that amazing? Love is immortality. Well, that's so true, because love is changeless, formless, and eternal. That's what's real. Everything else in this illusion, in this dream that we live in, that we take so seriously and allow to rule us, is temporal. Only that which is eternal is real, and love is immortal and eternal. Back in Florida, before I moved up here, made that great move up here to the mountains, I lived in Florida for 30 years to pursue my golf career. Moved there from West Virginia back in 1980. And I lived there till about last year. We finally sold our house, 2011. And we moved up here part-time to Flat Rock back in 2006. But in 1993, I had started a center And it was called the Palm Beach Center for Living. And our mission statement was dedicated to the healing of our relationship with life and illness. So really, we were dealing with a lot of people with very severe physical conditions, primarily cancer, HIV, and AIDS. And it was actually back in the 90s, the AIDS crisis was much more extreme in our country. It's still extreme in many places of the world. But here, there was so much fear around it. And what we came up with working with these people was to help them find peace in this diagnosis. Whether they came with AIDS or whether they came with cancer, we would counsel them to find peace, because it's been proven that when we're in that state of peace or that state of love, disease does not progress as quickly. Fear is like pouring gasoline on an already existing fire. Love is just a great neutralizer. Love is peace. Love is health. Love is immortality, as I said. So our tagline at the center became Love Heals. And we took it to the extreme. We had bumper stickers. We had a big white bus that had Love Heals in the biggest letters you could imagine. We were known as the Love Heals bus, and everyone wanted our bumper stickers. People would come in off the street and they'd say, "Oh, can we get one of those bumper stickers?" T-shirts, everything, Love Heals all the way around. But it really got people's attention and touched their hearts, because even if someone wasn't involved with our center, they certainly took great sense of peace in our mission statement. Love heals, very simple. So really, when we tune into this love and that place of love, and we choose self-love, we're choosing immortality, we're choosing health, we're choosing peace, and we're choosing happiness. And so from there, everything else is an expression of that love. I want to get into the second half a little bit more of how we can apply this, and some stories that really touched my heart, and I hope they touch yours. But I'm going to take a minute or so with some commercials, and we're going to come right back and get back into this story about love and the power of love to heal. Did you know that disease cannot live in an alkaline body? Of course, we all know that a healthy diet, abundant in fruits and vegetables, is good for us, but did you know that by drinking Kangen alkaline water, you can restore your body to homeostasis, which is its natural state for healing? Sound too good to be true? Give Ellen a call at 828-697-1556 to find out more about this miracle water. You can also visit her website, h2o-kangen.com. I've been drinking Kangen water for 3 years, and I love it. Change your water, change your life. Crystal Visions is a sanctuary for the spiritual seeker, providing resources for transformation and growth, including books, music, crystals, jewelry, and more, serving the greater Hendersonville community since 1989. In this sacred setting, you may experience spiritual and metaphysical teachings, guidance, meditation, sharing, and laughter. This is a safe haven for you to reflect upon and voice your thoughts about your earth journey. Their capable and loving staff reflect a broad spiritual background that serves to enhance your experience here. Crystal Visions honors and welcomes all paths. Visit Blair today at 5426 Asheville Highway in North Hendersonville, 687-1193. Thai food is not only delicious, but it's good for you too. My favorite Thai food is Hendersonville's first Thai restaurant, Thai Spice. Jan and Nook share their authentic Thai recipes with the freshest ingredients available and create dishes pleasing to your taste buds and your tummy. Their friendly, accommodating servers and staff make the experience all the more enjoyable. Stop by soon and check out Hendersonville's best Thai food. There's a good chance I'll be there too. You can see them at 220 South King Street in Hendersonville, 693-7323. Hi everyone, and welcome back. I'm Charlotte McGinnis, and this is the Namaste Show. Well, we've been talking about love today, and what it is, what it isn't, and how we can actually use the power of love to heal. Well, from A Course in Miracles, there's a quote that says, "There is no order of difficulty in miracles," meaning that one is not harder than any other. I'll give you an example. sometimes someone would be diagnosed, let's say, with cancer, and they get this death wish from the doctor that they're going to, saying, well, you might as well get your affairs in order because you've got only 3 weeks to live. And it's as if a little timer in that person's head goes off, and they go home and get their affairs in orders, and almost 3 weeks to the day they have met their maker. Well, on the other hand, I always say to everyone when they tell me maybe they've had a diagnosis, let's just tune that out. Let's just make your own reality here. We don't have to buy into what someone else tells us our date of departure on this planet is. Let's create a new reality. And I really ask them to tune in to love. You know, there is no order of difficulty in miracles. What that really means is, in truth, in the mind of God, there's no difference between a scratched knee and a cancer diagnosis. And that's the truth. What is it that makes us so much more succumbing to the cancer diagnosis is all of the fear that is wrapping around us and projected upon us. And that fear creates an energy that follows that, and thus creates the outcome of sometimes death and many times healing. In all instances, it's about choosing life, choosing love, and the power of love to heal. From A Course in Miracles, in the very introduction, it says, the Course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does, however, aim at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. So when we do that, what we're here to do is not seek to find love, but rather seek to all the obstacles that keep us from knowing that. And when we allow ourselves to release all the fear, love is letting go of fear, as I mentioned in the first part of the program. When we live life without fear and live from love, our cells are healthier. When we're happy, we're healthier. There's no doubt about it. It is about choosing happy thoughts, choosing loving thoughts. I heard a great story years and years ago, and it was about this woman who had been in a nursing home. And what happened was she appeared to be in a coma, unconscious, and was just waiting to die, basically. And there was a young doctor who was doing rounds, and he walked in and he looked at her, and he just felt moved to just console her and to say some loving words to her, and he was rubbing her arm. And all of a sudden, her eyes popped open, and she looked at him, startled him, and said, "Oh my gosh, I really didn't think anyone cared." And believe it or not, this woman went on to live and be somewhat healthy for a while. The reason that really strikes home for me so much is I've had a recent experience visiting a friend who was in a rehab center here in town, an older friend of mine. And I noticed so many of these residents at this facility were sad, and they were just sitting in their wheelchairs, just, with their head hung and a sad look on their face. And, chances are I was thinking to myself, wow, so many of these people probably don't have any visitors. They really don't have any love in their life. And because of that, they're just waiting to die, and their bodies are decomposing as a result. Yet our friend, who we went to see every day and had a team from the Namaste Center, go on, she had more visitors than she knew what to do with, and flowers and good food and laughter and love. She healed. She's gotten herself out of there, and she's home and on her way to a full recovery. Well, I say this because so often we have so much more power, not only in the power of love to heal ourselves, but to share that with others. To go to visit a sick friend can make a difference truly between life and death. And I don't say that lightly. I really believe that the power that our friend felt by all the love that we were showering her with and the joy is what was made her recovery so speedy and so effective. And yet, on the other hand, I have compassion for those that maybe didn't have that blessing or that opportunity. So you might want to think about who in your life could you maybe reach out to, offer a little love to, offer a little hope to. It really does transform a person's life, just that littlest extension of love. You don't have to do anything major. Just be kind and be loving. I love this quote by Max Mueller. that says a flower cannot blossom without sunshine, and a man cannot live without love. Love is our life source. It's our force within us that keeps us vibrant and happy and healthy. You know, when we're happy and feeling that love, just like that woman in the hospital bed that I was speaking of earlier, that love was what brought her back to life. And we can do that even for ourselves. You know, think about when you've been in love, or what you think love was. You know, everything seems so much brighter and happier, and you think about it so often in a way that's positive. But then again, that love, although it's a feel-good experience, often turns to what the Course in Miracles calls hate, because it's not love, but it's what the Course calls special love that turns into special hate. In other words, we fall in love with this person, or think we did, because they're filling all these needs that I've projected on them. And all of a sudden, reality hits the fan, and all of a sudden, those things that were so cute before begin to irritate you, and you have more expectations and demands on your partner or your boss or whatever. And really what it is, it was never love in the first place, because it was based on need. Going back, I just want to reiterate this one time again. It's always about going back to self-love. What can I do to bring more love in my life? As I mentioned many times already today, it's about removing all the obstacles that keep us from knowing and experiencing that love. Reading about love, praying, asking for that love to be revealed. I really do know that a happy person, when I see a person who's happy and healthy, I know that they have a lot of love in their lives. And many times, even though it's nice to offer it to another person, and it's wonderful to receive it, sometimes it just doesn't happen that way. So we need to take that responsibility for really giving that gift to ourselves. I really am a person who believes that we are responsible for everything in our life. But you know what? The more loving I am to myself, guess what? The universe will bring in more people to reflect that gift I'm giving to myself. So self-love is really the key to where it's all at, folks. And one other thing, in all my studies for all these years, and I'm a sponge for information and science and spirituality and everything and healing and really just finding the meaning of life. It's such an adventure for me. I have such a passion for it. And I do know that the one consensus, the one message that is so universal right now is the power of the heart. And I'm not talking about the organ that pumps blood, although that in itself is miraculous, but I'm talking about the energy or the intelligence of the heart. And when we live from that place, you know, they say we have to take that journey from our head to our heart to find enlightenment. So really, when we live from our heart, we're choosing to live from love. Thomas Carlyle says, a loving heart is the beginning of all knowledge. That seems to be the consensus that's going around, is that we have always valued the intellect of the mind, but it's the intellect of the heart and all of those attributes that are where our real power is. And we're seeing the effects of that. The intellect of the mind isn't necessarily that which is going to serve us or anyone anymore as it has in the past. So if you want to be on the cutting edge, pay attention. Look up heart math, for example. Go on the website heartmath, just like it sounds, .org. It's wonderful. You can learn a lot, and it really has tools to help you get from that head out of your mind and into your heart. Now, also here, Charles Dickens, he said, a loving heart is the truest wisdom. Sounds awesome, doesn't it? Doesn't it make you just want to go learn more about this heart math and the intelligence of the heart? I do hope you take time to do that, because it really is where it's at. And living from love, the power of love to heal, share that love. But as I mentioned earlier, make sure that you love yourself first, because without your self-love, you really don't have anything to give out. So let's all make the commitment to spread a little love today, make this world and this beautiful town of ours a little brighter, and reap all the good benefits from the love of God and the love of each other, because that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to thrive, be happy, be in love, and all is well. Have a great week, everybody, and namaste. I invite you to join me every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. on WTZQ AM 1600 and on Sundays at 11 a.m. for the Sunday Soulful Celebration held at the Namaste Center at Fitness for the Body, Mind, and Soul, 419 South King Street in downtown Hendersonville. Go to our website, thenamasteshow.com for more information. Until we meet again, Namaste.